Hi Virgo, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your June 2021 tarot reading. Thank you to those of you who've liked, viewed, shared, subscribed, and donated to the channel. I appreciate all of that. And for those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, we have a Celtic cross spread as always, and I also pulled an Oracle card and a Mudra card for you guys. But we'll actually start the reading off by rolling those astrology dice that we have in front of us to get an idea of where your focus will be as far as that goes. So we'll do that now. Okay, so we have Aquarius, which for you guys is actually your sixth house, which is the house you guys naturally rule. So that involves health, work, daily routines, even self-criticism sometimes too. We have Uranus, which is actually in Taurus, which for you guys is your ninth house. So, could just be insights around philosophy, higher learning, foreign affairs. And we have 3, so the house communication. For you guys, that's actually Scorpio, and astrologically speaking, there's nothing really going to be going on there, but speaking of communication, of course, we are going to have that Mercury retrograde in Gemini, and you guys are also ruled by Mercury, so you might be feeling that retrograde a little bit more than most, so keep that in mind too. Alright, now getting started with the main spread. In the main situation position, we have the 5 of Pentacles, which is Taurus energy, the Ace of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, which is actually Virgo energy, and the Moon. So for some of you, could this be saying that you might be going through a bit of financial difficulty at this time? And if that's the case, there could be some insights coming through for you guys as far as how you could actually improve that situation. Possibly during eclipse season, of course. And with that said, I feel like this is saying, you might be more sure of yourselves as far as, okay, this is the plan, I'm going to go forward with it, right? But then, I feel like there's still be a little bit of reluctance on your part to really trust that path. This could also just be saying, no, that, pay attention to your intuition. But definitely with the moon showing up here, the lunar cycles could be pretty important for you guys in that regard. So, we haven't had it yet, but we're going to have that full moon eclipse in Sagittarius toward the very end of May. And then, of course, we'll have the new moon eclipse in Gemini around the middle of the month. And then toward the end of the month, the full moon in Capricorn. So definitely watch out for those for insight there. All right, in the challenger obstacle position, we have Temperance, which is Sagittarius energy, and the World, which usually represents a successful completion of cycles. So could just be saying that whatever this is around, for some of you, this is actually going to shift fairly early for you guys, because seeing this Sagittarius energy here again calls me back to the fact that you're going to have that full moon eclipse toward the end of May. So if there has been some imbalance there, I feel like primarily for most of you, given all the pentacle energy we saw there, this is around finances, or possibly even just your mentality toward that. This could just be saying that you actually can get some balance restored and actually feel that cycle of completion as far as integrating those lessons. And for some of you, given that this is Sagittarius energy, which represents the 4th house, could just be saying that, this could have been a mentality that you had from your early upbringing that doesn't really suit you anymore, but you might have still been holding on to it. And that could be what this South Node transit moving through there is all about, helping you guys release those things. All right, in the foundation position, we have Judgment, which I usually view as Scorpio energy, so it could definitely be related to communication, given that we did see the 3 come up for you guys as well. And we have the Ace of Cups. So for some of you, this could just be saying that there might be another opportunity for a love relationship, possibly even around creativity too, because this doesn't always have to point to love. But I feel like this is saying that opportunity might come back up for you guys, but you could just be trying to consider, do you want to go down that road again or not? That's what I'm seeing there. All right. And this could be due to the fact that you guys are going to have Jupiter in your 7th house in June. So, could definitely bring some relationship dynamics into play. Past situation, we have the 9 of Wands. So Sagittarius energy again. And, to me, this points to that same type of energy where, these are things, beliefs that you might have had for a really long time that don't really suit you anymore. And I feel like in a way you're coming to that realization, like, yeah, you know what, this doesn't really fit me. This is what I might have believed back then, or maybe it was, taught to me, but it doesn't really seem to fit with what I'm experiencing, right? But at the same time, a bit of a reluctance to let it go. So that's what I'm seeing there. All right. In the present position, we have the Three of Swords. So this is actually in Libra energy, which for you guys is your second house of finances, possessions, even self-worth too. So to see this come up here, yeah, again, I feel like this is for the majority of you around finances. And of course, this could be saying that there might have been some disappointment there. So maybe, for example, money you might have been expecting didn't come through the way you were hoping. It could still be coming through, given that we see the Ace and then immediately after that the Knight of Pentacles. But you could just find out, you could receive word, for example, that it's going to be coming later than expected. So let's just say generically, for some of you, you might have even expected to have that money already by Taurus season, when Taurus season first started. Now here you are finding out that, oh no, it's not going to come through just yet. So there could be some disappointment around that. For some of you, this can be around a love relationship as well, but I'm really picking up more of this being a bit more of a solo journey type reading for you guys. So worst case, we'll do the love readings next week. Okay, and in near future position, we have the Seven of Cups. So this is actually Scorpio energy here. So again, we see that theme of communication, and seeing this energy in particular pop up definitely seems to point to this could be saying that during the Mercury retrograde period, there could be a lot of confusion at play, right? Maybe there's a lot of options before you, but you might just, you might not be quite sure which one you want to pursue, if any, right? What always stands out to me with the artwork in this deck in particular, anyway, is that, we could see all those cups quite clearly and all the content within them, but this person is quite literally in the dark. So, could be a lot of options before you, but you just might not be seeing what's behind them too clearly. All right, in the position of your influence on the situation, we have the Devil. So this is Capricorn energy, which for you guys is your fifth house, romance, creativity, children. But this could just be saying, again, your desire for whatever reason to really hold on to something, that maybe is long past its due. So, like I said, could it be early beliefs? Maybe just, you have a very singular focus on, okay, this is the one way to reach my goal, something along those lines. And could just be saying at this point it's starting to hinder you. For some of you, this can be around, again, the romantic connection too. But that's the case. It looks like there could be a karmic connection where maybe it's not the healthiest, but for whatever reason, you just really feel drawn to it. But yeah, this could just be an obsessive quality that you have towards something. All right, in the environment position, we have the Fool. So seeing this, the first term that came to mind looking at this with the Devil there is the term break the chains. So it could just be saying that, whatever this is pertaining to, like I said, for the majority of you, I feel like it's more of a either directly related to finance or at least to your mentality around finances. I feel like you could have a shift there. Could be with those eclipses, of course. They're going to be taking place in your 4th and 10th house. So those are pretty significant houses. You could definitely feel a push-pull dynamic there. Not to mention Jupiter coming into your 7th house along with Neptune. So there's a lot of energy that's kind of pulling in all different directions. But that's what I'm seeing there. So at the very least, again, this could just be as simple as a shift in perspective where, okay, you might have seen things a bit more dark, right? Given that we do see the 5 of Pentacles with that black background matching what we'd see there. And then we saw the Knight of Pentacles, which is your sign, of course, also with the yellow background. So it could just be saying a shift in perspective where you might have a sudden insight, some kind of epiphany that, okay, you know what? I'm ready to move forward with confidence now. So that's what I'm seeing there. All right. In the hopes or fears position, we have the Chariot, which is Cancer energy, and the 10 of Cups, which is Pisces energy. So, I always do point out to people, whatever these seem like harsh cards or the most amazing cards ever, that this is just the hopes or fears. So it's not necessarily an indicator it's how it would play out in your life, but definitely something that's on your mind. But with that in mind, with these 2 cards in particular, the Chariot, tons of energy going on in Cancer already. We have Mars in there. We're going to have Venus move in there early in June. And, of course, toward the end of the month, we'll have the Sun move into Cancer as well. So could just be saying that you could get some forward movement around the situation and actually get closer to that completion, to that overall goal that you might have, right? Ten of Cups energy is definitely an energy of completion, but also success, just overall happiness. So it could just be saying that you're finally going to get that nudge forward. So it could be one of those things like a ripple effect, like I said, where you might break the chains around some kind of mentality you might add around something, possibly even a connection, like we did say. Get that fresh start, and then actually you just feel like the universe pretty much pulls you forward in a positive way towards what you've been hoping for. All right, and in the outcome position, we have the Page of Cups in reverse and the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, which is actually Virgo energy. So interesting to see both of these come up in reverse. On one hand, the Page of Cups in reverse says to me that the energy I'm getting with that is not settling. So if something just doesn't seem right to you, right, with the fish in the cup there, I feel like that's saying that if it comes your way, you're not really going to jump at that opportunity. So I feel like this is showing a level of discernment on your part. And with the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, though, usually when we think of it in the upright, it's seen as a very single and independent energy. So on the one hand, it could just point to a readiness actually to enter into another connection. Again, like I said, it could be as simple as you getting that brief preview of Jupiter in your seventh house, because it's only going to be there for a bit, and then all of next year you're going to have it in your seventh house. So it could just be saying that you might get that openness to actually desire a connection, but at the same time, you're not going to settle for just anything, which is obviously a good thing. And for some of you, this could also just be saying that if there's been some insecurity around finances, which obviously we've seen a lot of that too. With that Page of Cups too in the reverse, it could just be saying that you're not going to let that dictate the decisions you make and actually put yourselves into a worse situation. So I see like a certain level of patience there. And again, like I said, for some of you, this could just be a mentality thing too. So feel like this is you being more secure in yourselves in that regard. All right, and at the bottom of the deck, speaking of the Jupiter thing, we have the Wheel of Fortune. So this is the Major Arcana card for Jupiter, and it will be shifting. It's been in your sixth house, so, which is Aquarius, and we were talking about how that could point to work, daily routines, even possibly being critical of yourselves, and now it's going to be moving into your seventh, so you might actually start to see conditions in your outside world reflect on you more favorably with that shift, so pretty positive energy there. And moving on to your Oracle card, we have Time to Go. There's the artwork, and numbers 45. Okay, it says endings, completion, walking away from something because there is nothing else to learn or experience. The Oracle's message: you are at the end of one journey and have not yet begun the next. This is the moment to bless your experience thus far. Take stock of what you've learned. It's time to move on to new experiences and a new way of being. There is nothing left for you to do, be, or experience in your present circumstances. Take the risk and move on, even if you need to be in transition for a time. Your destiny is calling you. So definitely a pretty positive message there. And again, it gives me that theme that I was feeling for you guys, where I was saying I'm getting like a break the chains type of vibe with those two cards there. So hope that resonated with you. The relationship message says it's over, or at the very least, the form this relationship has taken is no longer of service to you or the other person. This is a time of letting go, of knowing that the journey has come to its conclusion. That doesn't mean anything is lost. Although this card could speak to a breakup, drifting apart, or the end of a soul contract, it is more about release than destruction. Remember the saying, if you love something, let it go. If it comes back, it's yours. If not, it never was. Endings are always a sign of new beginnings. If you want something deeper, walk away. So yeah, like I said, I didn't get a huge relationship vibe in this reading in general. I feel like it's a lot more internalized for you guys, but with a relationship dynamic in mind, like we were saying there, for some of you, this can point to a karmic connection that's not necessarily the healthiest for you guys, but for whatever reason you've had difficulty letting it go. Seeing these two energies come up here could just be saying that this month might be the time that you actually decide to change that, with that Page of Cups in reverse and the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, saying, yeah, you know what, maybe I am open and ready for a relationship, but I'm not going to settle for less. So if someone's, been treating you in a way you don't feel is fair, that could be saying that you might actually finally, come to that realization this month and leave it behind. All right, and the prosperity message says this message is clear. The path you've been on with your work, creative projects, and business alliances has come to an end. You will not find the success you desire by continuing with what is now in front of you. This is an auspicious sign because there is no choice that will benefit you other than risking stepping into the unknown. It is time to walk towards something new. This card also pertains to the more neutral concept of completion. You finished your task and can rest assured that this ending will open up a powerful new avenue of opportunity, even better than any you can imagine. You have done all you can. Now trust that Spirit keeps the plan moving forward. Fortune requires you to conclude this chapter of your life. And remember that when you close one door, another opens. So interesting message there, because of course we are going to have that new moon eclipse in your 10th house of career and social status. So it could be as simple as that, where you guys might decide to leave one thing behind and start a new path in that regard. Could be as simple as with the 4th house full moon eclipse that we were talking about. Some of you might even move, relocate, and with that, of course, will come a new job. So that could be how it's playing out for some of you as well. But hopefully that resonated with you. And lastly, we have a mudra for you guys. So the mudra you guys got this month is the Pralamba mudra. There it is there. And the keyword for it is benevolence. All right, and there's the info on it if you want to pause it or take a screenshot to see what it has to say. But under benefits, it says opens the heart, calms the spirit, awakens feelings of devotion and compassion, benefits the cardiovascular system by lowering blood pressure, reduces anxiety, and weakens ego grasping. So if that sounds like something that you think would be beneficial for you guys, we'll put the name of the mudra in the description video as always. We'll wrap up there, and I'll see you guys next month. All right, bye.